time lucky this, and I do apologise if I'm slightly wonky. It's because I sat on my selfie stick, and elephant that I am, I've bent it completely out of shape. So I've had to put a request in for a new one from Santa Claus this year. And the first time I stopped and went, just talking bollocks. The second time I was in the middle of explaining that I was due to have a gas man come and do the annual gas check. And the man doing the annual gas check turned up. He didn't speak any English. I don't speak very much Romanian beyond please, thank you, and being able to count to 5. Even worse at Romanian than I am at Bulgarian, but I can't keep all these languages in my head. I've got a minuscule amount of Russian left over from Azerbaijan, and the bits of Bulgarian that I'm starting to learn. And I can't cope with Romanian as well, which is unfortunate because if I stay here for 5 years, I can apply for citizenship, but I have to have the interview in Romanian, so I'd have to have an intensive course. Anyway, it's just going dark. It is quite chilly. I'm very jealous. Nikki and Darren, new Bulgarians, apparently it's still like 19 degrees every day in, I think it's Stara Zagora. It's definitely not that in the north. So Saturday, I set off bright and breezy, 6:15. I was in the lift, doing a lift selfie. Got to the bridge for about 10 to 8. The sun had come up, absolutely beautiful, blazing, like blinding me. By the time it was 16 degrees. By the time I got to the village, it was 9 degrees and foggy again. So it's been cold all weekend. So we've not achieved a great deal. Chris has achieved some things. He went over to the house next door to the summer house and blocked up the holes in the roof with some spare tiles. He used the big Bulgarian ladder that was on the side of the house. He said, seriously, it must have weighed 100 pounds. I wasn't there for that bit, so I missed that completely. He comes and goes. I don't advertise when he's with me and when he's there because if I advertise, hey, Chris is here Tuesday to Thursday this week, for example, I don't fancy getting my telly nicked. So I don't say when he's here and when he's there because it's easier that way and safer. But yeah, he's been up and blocked it, but we have been round the other side and had a look, and there's more tiles coming down. So still a big decision to make. I mean, Chris is great. The reason our roof isn't falling in is because he shins up there and fixes anything that's gone wrong. We don't really have a roofer in the village now. And I know Colin did ask about getting his roof replaced, like completely stripped off and new. And the guy quoted him €25,000, which is twice the price of our house, which is a cautionary tale if you're thinking of buying a wreck in Bulgaria and thinking, oh yeah, I can do something with that. You can. It cost you. So we're still working out. I said maybe we should get a tin roof, like in Romanian villages. All the houses have tin roofs. They buy that stuff that looks like tiles, but he wasn't keen on that idea. Either way, it probably needs stripping off and putting back on. And that is a big job. But, you know, my husband's pretty handy and it turns out he's pretty good at roofing. So if it needs to be done, he'd probably be able to do it. And we've got plenty of spare tiles. We need some ridge tiles, but that's about it. So apart from Chris being busy, my extension now looks, are we calling it the conservatory? Now looks absolutely mint. It's beautiful. And I'm really, really happy with it. But really, it's just been one of those weekends. Stopped for a brew when I arrived in the village, went back up to the house. Chris spent about 4 hours trying to work out where Disney Plus was on his telly, which took up most of the afternoon. And I didn't do anything. Chris lost his wallet. We rearranged the drawers in the bedroom. I didn't sleep on Saturday night because we were both really worried about where this wallet was. It wasn't so much like the cards, you can freeze those. It was his residency card and his driving license we were really worried about. Anyway, after we'd exhausted all avenues over Saturday night and Sunday morning, I went through my drawers and it was wrapped up in a pair of my trousers. So it was recovered and we didn't have to apply for a new residency card or anything like that. So that's good. And apart from that, I've just cuddled my dogs, enjoyed a nice warm fire and not done a great deal really. This week I've been mostly ranting. A about all sorts of things, and I do get a bee in my bonnet. I know I do. I know I'm a ranter, but it's dishonesty. I can't cope with dishonesty. So if you have seen any shorts popping up, one of them was about people claiming to have written books when they've written a page. And that was really set me thinking this week, because I do know published authors and I know how hard they work. I'm not saying like I know published authors like I'm mixing with J.K. Rowling, because I wouldn't, because I don't like politics. I mean, I know people who've worked really bloody hard to write a book, and they don't go on about it. One of the lads at work said he actually saw his own book in Carteraș, the Romanian bookshop that sells English books, and I can't imagine how exciting that must have been. I've seen friends' books in bookshops and been like, oh my God, I know that person. So to the dishonesty of either just publishing a sheet of paper or worse, getting AI to do it for you, it drives me insane. It does fill me with rage. And as I'm getting older, the rage gets worse. I think it's my age. But I was talking to my lovely friend Marta in the village, my German friend who is back for a few weeks. And I love her so much. She is such a nice woman. And she was saying, just don't let it get to you. It's other people's misfortunes and dishonesty, basically, not yours. And she was telling me about this German phrase. She was saying she knows someone who writes books using AI. And I think, of course, the thing about AI is it's not original. It can't be original. It doesn't think. It just regurgitates. And she said in German, the phrase basically translates into English as it's already been chewed. And I thought, God, what a brilliant way of putting it. I love that. Anyway, it's really nice that she's back. She's going to plant some trees. She is a decent human being. And next weekend, because we've got a long weekend, we have this tradition when we lived in England, which was the first weekend that December was coming. We would get out the Christmas decorations, and Chris and the kids would Chris would put the decorations up, and I would do a practice Christmas dinner. Now, that's all the more important here because there are things we can't get. So I've already spoken to my daughter and said she's going to have to smuggle bacon and sausage into the country. I have got stuffing. I can't imagine I can find sausage meat at an affordable price. But I have said I would like my friends to come and join me for a conservatory warming next week, and I will do a mock Christmas dinner as a bit of a mock-up and a bit of a practice. Because although it has been like herding cats, both of my children are coming to spend Christmas with me, and I am beyond excited about it. I really didn't think it was going to happen for a while, and it is the final thing that says I don't live in Britain anymore. My kids are coming to see me, and I know I have one child who is equally European who lives in Germany, and he doesn't feel like he lives in Britain anymore either. But it's like that final step that says, yeah, we've emigrated. We don't live in England anymore. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. One's going to stay in the conservatory, the extension, the spare room, and the other we are getting this spare bedroom nice for, although it won't be as posh as the conservatory, which is super posh, and I want to go and live in there. Puppy update. I think I said last week that I saw a couple of puppies by the side of the road in a village. As I was coming back on Saturday morning, I went very slowly through that village to check if they were still there. And then I found myself pulling into a lay-by because I spotted a cardboard box with holes punched in it. Anyway, I checked the cardboard box, there was nothing in that. But then I looked across the road and bugger me, there's two puppies by the side of the road again. And I thought, oh, I can't leave them. I've got no excuse this time. I'm not crossing a border. Chris is just going to have to suck it up. I'm going to have to take them with me. And then as I looked at them, I realised it was like one of those viral videos you see. Of course, I didn't film it. I was too busy actually enjoying my real life. But there were just puppies coming from everywhere, loads of them. And I thought, I can't take all these. He'll kill me. And then I realised that their mum was actually herding them along. So last week when I thought, yeah, they're too small to be away from their mother, they are too small to be away from their mother. And their mother is no bigger than my puppies. I counted 9, Poor little thing, fancied giving birth to all those. And I got back and looked at mine, and I thought the biggest problem you have ever had in your life is one of you might be getting more kisses than the other. They're so lucky. But anyway, they are okay for now. I will keep watching out for them. They weren't there on Sunday, but it was raining, so they've probably got somewhere dry to hide. They could still belong to someone, but I am keeping my eye out for them. Chris says if I bring any more home, they're going to have to live in the run in the garden. They know we cannot fit any more in the house, which is fair enough. Just coming from all directions. It was insane. And that's it, yeah. So it is literally 10 minutes of dogs and fires and people fretting over wallets. That's all there is. But I said I was going to do it every week so that I could look back on it in time to come. So be it. And I might continue doing the little short rants as well. Quite like those. I've got more to say again. But that's me for now. So enjoy puppy stuff. If you're here for the dogs, this is your week, I can assure you. Peace out. 6:15 a.m. lift selfie on my way to Bulgaria for the weekend. The downside to doing it this way is I never ever get a lie-in. I get one day a week when I don't have to get up at 6 o'clock. But here we go. Right, made it to the bridge. It's only 7:40, so I'm doing better than usual. Mind you, I did set off earlier. The sun has just come up and it is right in my eyes, but it is a much nicer scene, apart from the massive lorry in front of me, than last weekend when it was all foggy. It's actually quite pleasant this weekend. I've just gone past a lorry that has, I shouldn't laugh, I think everyone was okay, has just gone into one of the drainage ditches next to the road. And I know how deep those drainage ditches are because Chris went into one once. We did just about manage to drive out of it, but we took like the bottom bit off his car doing it. But it's just gone in and just like toppled over into a field. And there's another lorry and a couple of cars all parked up to see if they're all right. And they're all standing there going, because you really can't see how they're going to get that lorry out of that ditch. But going in the opposite direction to me was an ambulance. Don't think they needed that. I think the driver was there. Like police, fire engines, all sorts. So I'm thinking of the man in the tipped over lorry and hoping he's all right. But for now, I am in front or behind and in front of a lorry. I am surrounded and just waiting for the lights to change so that I can get into Bulgaria. You see this ghost village I live in? Those people are outside the cafe because there literally is not enough room for them inside because there's so many people out for a brew this morning. All these cars. Ghost village. Hello, my pup cups. Oh, the joy, the joy. Is Mummy home? Oh my God, look at what you've done to that door, you little sods. Oh, jumpy jump. Hello. Hello, my angels. Hello. There's my treasures. Hello. Let's let you out first, shall we? Oh, mother. Oh, mother. There we go. Hello. Hello, my loves. Hello, my little darlings. Hello, my darlings. Hello, my sweethearts. Oh, Daddy's here as well. Yes. Oh, great joy and excitement. Hello, my treasure. Hello, my love. I know. I know. Well, this looks smart, doesn't it? So, we've got the new cabinet built. I think we might have to move that if we actually want to use it for eating. We've got all our sparkly lights up here. And we've even put a new cover on here. So, oh, pardon me, I think it looks pretty good in here right now. Proud of it. I've got little sunflowers coming up everywhere with this warm, wet autumn that we're having, like hundreds of them. I'm assuming that the cold will kill them off, which is a shame. But they're everywhere. Which I was kind of thinking, yeah, we'll get wild ones, but I wasn't expecting to grow it in the middle of November. If you look over here, this is where the pile was before I burnt it. There's hundreds of them. Yeah, I don't know. I assume they'll die, which is a shame. But the spring bulbs I've put in, a couple of those are coming up too, which is way too early, obviously. And look at this absolutely magnificent set of toadstools there. Gorgeous. Right, I'm on a mission, which is to get some wood in. Chris has, God love him, you can see over there the wooden ladder. He's been up that wooden ladder and just put some tiles back there as a temporary job while we decide what we're going to do with it. Further tiny, uninteresting things that make our world a better place. We now have, well, not hooks, 2 screws in the back of the door and a dressing gown each. And this. So, my uninteresting mission this afternoon is to get all my clothes out of there, watch these 2 idiots being idiots, and fill up my half of this so that I've got some more space in that. And watch these 2 idiots being idiots. For those of you on Pup Watch, here they are. It's a horrible day, and so begins day 2 of searching for Chris's wallet. He went down to Sonia's last night. She's got cameras, I didn't know that. Anyway, she looked on the cameras and she saw him putting it in his trouser pocket rather than his, shirt pocket. So the chances are it's just slipped out of his trouser pocket somewhere. Or it's in one of the drawers from where we were doing all the clothes yesterday. So I'm just going to double check the garden, even though he's been up and down it about 19 times, and double check the car. And then I'm going to have to go and take all those clothes out of the drawers again. Ugh. I can see you. I see you. Flirting with Daddy. You not love Mummy best anymore? I swear she understands every word, and when she doesn't, she very politely listens.